major transformation in a profession begins with a courageous idea. As leadership expert Brian Tracy observed, the act of taking the first step is what separates the winners from the losers. In November 2023, that decisive first step was taken from Adewale Oladigbolu, planted the need of what would become a historic shift in Nigerian pharmacy practice by constituting a committee to design a revolutionary rating and assessment framework for community pharmacists. What began as a bold concept quickly evolved into a structured proposal and was formally presented at the 2024 mid-year conference of the Association of Community Pharmacists of Nigeria, ACPN, where it received overwhelming acclaim.
In 2021, while I was campaigning to be elected as the ACPN National Chairman, what I keep telling people is career progression in community pharmacy is worthy of athlete, because the greater impact is on the people that we cater for. When we have career progression, when we have aspirations, when community pharmacy practitioners are well trained, well developed, and they continue to learn even as a certified pharmacist, then the impact is on the people. There will be better care for the people that we serve, and our profession will be well recognized. I think that's the root of all this. But I have to thank so much every member of the Career Progression Committee that dovetailed into this CPACPI. I need to thank them so much for the effort that they've put into it over the years. I remember, I think that committee was constituted around 2023, and by 2024, they had started making presentation to members of the National Executive Council and then to the ESCO of ACPN. All those kind of work, all those tremendous work that they did is work related into the board that we have today. So I need to thank them so much. I also need to thank the ESCO of that set for accepting it and then for carrying it to this point. Of equal importance is to thank the current chairman and the current ESCO for not letting that dream die. It's good that when you start a program, you see it to a certain level, and the next generation of leaders carry it as if it's their own and they run with it. My prayer is always that the generation that will succeed me will do better than me, and I can see that in progress already. So that's the vision that birthed the idea, and that's where we have today. And I want to thank the leadership of ACP and the ESCO, and indeed the NEC members for seeing this through to this level.
Recognizing the need for precision and credibility, the framework was refined by a distinguished rating and review committee led by the meticulous and visionary Dr. Iyeshun Asiada. Their painstaking work laid a solid intellectual and operational foundation for what was to come. Leadership that turned vision into reality.
I always like to start from the beginning and say it, give acknowledgement, to the origin, because this started with the last exco of the Association of the Community Pharmacists of Nigeria. It's actually a brainchild of ACPN, and ACPN, particularly the chairman then, was very concerned about the issues of career progression, issues of motivation for pharmacists, recognition. Pharmacists putting so much into healthcare, into patient care, but seems as if they were not being acknowledged, recognized. People were discouraged and were not giving their best even into community pharmacy practice. So he set up, or the EXCO set up, an initial committee to brainstorm around it. There's the issue of poor motivation, the issue of lack of standardized career progression. Other areas of pharmacy practice, you have clear steps, you spend some time, you achieve this, you move on, and it motivates service provision and all that. But that was lacking. So a committee was set up, and we brainstormed around it. I was privileged to be part of it, and we started having some ideas. So we put that together and we came up with a draft blueprint. And that blueprint was supposed to, the focus was to revolutionize community pharmacy practice in Nigeria, to have a competency-based framework to promote career progression, professional development, improve patient care, and overall improve the health of the country. And so we had this committee set up where there was the review that was done, having worked on the guidelines, so to speak. We had opportunities to present to the ACPN mid-year conference, very well received. We had some of our regulators, our stakeholders there, and the EXCO had series of reviews. Thereafter, there was another expert committee that reviewed, and we had a draft.
When former Chief Ambrose Eze assumed office as national chairman of ACPN, he encountered not merely a proposal, but a transformative opportunity. Where some leaders might have shelved a predecessor's initiative, Chief Eze did the opposite. He embraced it with uncommon passion and urgency. His leadership propelled the idea from a blueprint to institution.
It is something that is divine, and it is something that is started during the past administration. And it is also pertinent to know that I was part and parcel of that past administration, because I was the national secretary then, though I took a leave for 1 year before I later become the national chairman. And it is a career progression institute. It was an initiative of the past administration. And when I come on board, because I was part and parcel of it, and I feel that it is something that is good for community pharmacists nationwide and even globally. And we took the concept to FIP in Copenhagen, and a presentation was done at the community pharmacy section. And the chairman of that section was overwhelmed. And it was endorsed, and a country like Spain started nursing ambition on that kind of ideology, and it gave it a global endorsement. And when we came back, the committee continued to work on that aspect, and also community pharmacy nationwide embraced that. And it's also pertinent to know that before we even went to FIP, it was presented as a pioneer level at OCA, when we had our last national conference. And there's a few pioneer members that was rated that time, and along with it. And I believe by this time around, a lot of people have keyed in. And I think it is something that is good for pharmacy practice.
In May 2020, the Community Pharmacists Assessment and Career Progression Institute, CPACPI, was officially inaugurated, the first institute of its kind globally. Chief Eze's vision extended beyond national boundaries. At the 83rd World Congress in Copenhagen, he carried the Nigerian flag with pride and secured the official endorsement of the International Pharmaceutical Federation, FIP, firmly placing Nigeria at the forefront of structured community pharmacy advancement worldwide. Understanding that sustainability requires strong governance, he further strengthened the institute by constituting a distinguished board chaired by Dr. Iyesun Asieba, FPSN, a chair with strategy and steel. Dr. Asieba is widely regarded as a leader of exceptional capacity, disciplined, strategic, and fiercely committed to excellence, often described as a tigress in professional circles. She possesses the rare ability to identify raw potential and refine it to global standards. Under her leadership, CPACPI has mapped out strategic pathways to ensure the institute not only pioneers change in Nigeria but emerges as a global benchmark for professional development. Supported by eminent scholars, industry leaders, and civil society partners, she is steering CPACPI toward institutional credibility, academic excellence, and international competitiveness.
But we must give real kudos to the current EXCO because they saw a laudable program, and unlike in other areas or maybe other professions, there was a new EXCO, but they saw that this is a good program. And the current EXCO, led by pharmacist Ambrose Eze, chief, now thought it fit to take this further and operationalize the career progression scheme. Hence, they set up this institute, that's the Community Pharmacist Assessment and Career Progression Scheme, to take forward, to revolutionize, and to improve community pharmacy practice in Nigeria. The logo is, we want to evaluate, we want to support, and we want to elevate the practice for the ultimate benefit of the patients.
Breaking the glass ceiling in community pharmacy for decades, community pharmacy practice in Nigeria has struggled with career stagnation, limited structured advancement, and the restrictive single-rank superintendent model. CPACPI decisively shattered the ceiling. The institute introduces a structured 5-hand career progression framework culminating in the prestigious designation of community pharmacy consultant. Advancement is merit-driven based on years of experience, advanced qualifications such as WAPCP, research contributions, clinical impact, and demonstrable service excellence. This model transforms community pharmacy from a static role into a dynamic professional journey.
Of the attributes of leaders is that you must have the benefit of insight, and then you must also have foresight. So really, I envisage it that it's going to get to this point. What I do not know is the timeline. I keep telling people some good things that we all have in mind. We happen at one point or the other, but that timeline is what is important. I never say that it's going to be this rapid. And I have to thank Dr. Yeshin Aseba for the diligent work she has done over the years. She was the committee chairman, and now she's the board chairman. I also thank Pharmacist Zambo Eze Igwe Kama so much for retaining her, because what typically happens is that when a new leader comes, he says, okay, old committee go away, new committee, appoints a new committee who may not have that passion, may not share that desires, or to take this to a new level. I think one thing that is critical, a critical success factor for community pharmacy assessment and career progression is the retention of that committee and the addition of some academia as board member and some people who work in NGO as board member. So the board, as it is constituted today, has as pillars the people who did the committee work, then some academicians, and then some people who have had wonderful career in the field of developmental work. So we have the idea, we initiated the idea from SCPN, and then academicians came in and refined those ideas for us. And then those in development work came in and brought in their experience and exposure into beer. Dr. Yeshin Aseba has worked wonderfully well in the NGO world, and it's reflecting on the kind of result that we are having today. So many other innovative products in the space of ACPN, but this is first among equals in terms of achievement and landmarks.
As Dr. Ben Kasson aptly stated, if we recognized our abilities and use what we know in helping others, we will always have a place in the world. CPACPI is not merely about titles, it is about sustainability and relevance in an evolving healthcare ecosystem. Members gain exclusive access to the National Aggregator Platform, ensuring structured digital visibility and professional online presence. They are authorized to display the National RX emblem, a symbol of authenticity that identifies their premises as trusted sanctuaries for genuine medicines. The Institute also sets standardized benchmark for premises, services, and professional conduct, aligning Nigerian community pharmacy practice with global FIP standards. The journey of CPACPI underscores a timeless lesson: no great reform is achieved alone. The unwavering commitment of the 2023-2024 Rating and Review Committee under Dr. Asiebe's leadership created the ladder that now attracts ambition and nurtures aspiration. What began as an idea has become an institution. What started as a proposal has evolved into a professional movement. Life unfolds in chapters, and CPACPI represent a bold new chapter, one defined by prosperity, structured advancement, academic rigor, and global recognition. As Nigeria strengthens its healthcare architecture, stakeholders and government functionaries must support policies that elevate the strategic role of community pharmacists in primary healthcare delivery. The path from limitation to leadership is now open. Admissions are ongoing at www.cpacpi.ng. As Eleanor Roosevelt wisely said, the future belongs to those who deliver in the beauty of their dreams. For community pharmacy practice in Nigeria, that future has already begun.
I see us attracting people who have PhD into community pharmacy space. So just imagine you are in a gathering and you are asked to introduce yourself. I'll be so proud to see many pharmacies using the appellation of CPACPI to demonstrate that they are not ordinary, they are not stagnant. That the day they enter into community pharmacy, they started developing. And in 10 years' time, this is what they have achieved. Rather than just saying, I'm a community pharmacist. Rather than just saying, I entered as a superintendent pharmacist, and 30 years down the line when I'm retiring, I'm still retiring as a superintendent pharmacist. That is a very sad description of somebody's lifespan within the community pharmacy space. And I also see the adoption of these templates worldwide. When Pharmacist Ambrose presented that this particular CPACPI at FIP conference, he did something. He opened up the veil. He pulled up the veil from the eyes of every pharmacist worldwide. And I'm sure many countries will come to copy what we have done in Nigeria.
I must say that, last year we were privileged to present this program to the International Pharmaceutical Federation. That's the FIP, the conference in Denmark, and it was very well received. So I want to see CPACPI fully operationalized, institutionalized, and having a sustainable system. I want to see a situation where community pharmacists will be proud of their profession, will be not just seen as businessmen, entrepreneurs they are, very important, but they are also healthcare professionals. I want to see their potentials being utilized in the country. I want them to see them in the forefront of primary healthcare, of public health initiatives. I want to see their businesses grow. I want to see them proud of what they're doing, and the country also benefiting from CPACPI. And we want to see CPACPI as a pioneer global institution. We're actually blazing the trail. So we want to see many other countries, many other professions following us. And we want to see our regulators and the institutions in Nigeria give us all the support and guide us and fully institutionalize this laudable program for the benefit of pharmacists, for the benefit of patients, and overall benefits of Nigeria.